The arrival of the Rafale Fighter Jets in the Indian Air Force and the Rafale's deployment along the LAC border scared the Chinese PLA and its most advanced J-20 fighter jets. In fact, China was unsure of its J-20 taking on the Indian Rafale in one-on-one dogfights. China believed that for every one Indian Rafale, it would need 5 J-20 to challenge the Indian Air Force. Now, this stunning revelation has been made by former Indian Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadoria in a report by Eurasian Times. Former IAF Chief highlights how the arrival of the Rafale jets from France amidst the LAC standoff with China changed the game with China, becoming wary of Indian firepower. The prospect of Indian Air Force's Rafale fighter aircraft facing China's mighty Dragon J-20 in combat has already been a hotly debated topic. So who will come out on top in a dogfight between these two lethal jets? Now, Chinese social media has been pushing to undermine the Indian Rafale, claiming that its J-20 shot down 17 Indian Rafale in simulated battle drills. Of course, these were internal PLA simulations and likely doctored to favor J-20 qualities and grab all the headlines. The real ground reality is quite different, as revealed by Air Marshal Bhadoria to Eurasian Times. Highlighting the deployments near the LAC, former IAF chief reveals when India deployed 1 Rafale, China deployed 4 to 5 J-20. When India deployed 4 Rafale, China brought in 20 J-20 to face them. The PLA stationed its J-20 within reach of the line of actual control at Xinjiang's Hotan Air Base. Clearly, the PLA Air Force is counting on quantity rather than quality to face the Indian Air Force Rafale jets. Chief Bhadoria said, quote, "The Chinese knew what we could do." While outlining the strategic importance of the Rafale jets, former Air Chief labeled them as the strongest weapon system in the inventory at that time. But what's most pleasing in this interview was the IAF's intelligence and complete knowledge of Chinese PLA deployments, which included how many jets and which bases these jets were deployed to. Indian Air Force acquired the Rafale jets from France soon after the Galwan Valley clashes in 2020, which resulted in loss of life on both sides, India and China. Remember, India decided to buy 36 Rafale from France in a flyaway condition to enable swift delivery of these jets. The formal commissioning of the Rafale jets of the Golden Arrows Squadron took place in the second half of 2020 and was highly strategic. The two nuclear neighbors had already airlifted and deployed tens of thousands of extra troops along the LAC border. Taking a dive at China, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh had tweeted at that time, and I quote, "The induction of Rafale is a strong message for the world, and especially for those who challenge India's sovereignty," unquote. Coming back to the Air Chief interview, he remarked that salami slicing is history, referring to the Chinese nibbling away in Indian territory in the past. India countered Chinese aggression and put its fleet on alert, following which Rafale jets started conducting night flying patrols in the mountainous terrain of Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh. Reports revealed that PLA had also deployed its strategic bombers and other fighters near the India border. This disclosure by the former Indian Air Force chief has reignited the debate over the comparative capabilities of these advanced war machines, both touted as crown jewels by their respective air forces. The Chinese decision of 5-to-1 deployment, J-20 versus Rafale, raises multiple questions. Can quantity beat quality? And is the J-20 aircraft overhyped? Now, there are 7 to 8 key points to consider. Firstly, observers are doubting Chengdu J-20's stealth capabilities, effectiveness and readiness, whether it's actually a 5th-generation aircraft. The Chinese media left no stone unturned to overhype this aircraft as a rival to Western 5th-generation fighters like the F-35 or the F-22. Dubbed the Mighty Dragon, there is very little reliable public information regarding its capabilities. Their primary limitation lies in the lack of proven combat readiness and technological refinement. This is due to their reliance on Russian engine technology in the past, and later it was equipped with its indigenous WS-15 engine. Despite advancements like avionics and ASA radar system and a modern cockpit, it has received little to no traction in the form of international sales. Its limited combat range has also been highlighted as the J-20 fighters have less room to carry more weaponry or fuel if they operate from high-altitude bases like the Tibetan Plateau. The biggest drawback in J-20 is lack of any real operational exposure and absence from international combat engagements. J-20 has been never tested in real combat situations. No one knows how well the Chinese J-20 can operate in high altitudes of the Himalayas. On the other hand, Rafale have been flying for the last 25 years and have evolved with time. The Rafale Jets are proven warbirds. Rafale has sufficient combat experience in Central African Republic, Libya, Mali, Afghanistan, Iraq and Syria. The electronic warfare systems provide a comprehensive capability tested in various environments. Most importantly, the French fighter aircraft has been customized for Indian requirements. With a service ceiling of 50,000 feet, it can function exceedingly well at higher altitudes as well along the LAC. The Rafale's established record in air superiority and multi-role capabilities underscores the advantages of proven technology and operational flexibility. Rafale can supercruise and its radar signature is compared to the best in the world. Clearly, China also perceives the Rafale as a clear threat and a formidable adversary to its own J-20 fighters. Air Marshal Raghunath Nambiar has been quoted saying, "Rafale is the best aircraft in the sky at this time. To compare it to what Pakistan has, like the F-16 or JF-17, wouldn't be anything serious. If you had to compare Rafale to Chengdu J-20, I think Rafale stands head and shoulders above them." While the IAF can be confident of its Rafale arsenal, it also begs a question. Why has India acquired only 36 Rafale jets? Can just 2 Rafale squadron give India the aerial advantage over China? Surely India needs to boost its squadron strength to face a possible two-front war from China and Pakistan. In such a scenario, it is important that the IAF and the government finalize the 114 MRFA contract to ensure national security. Have your say. What do you believe? Rafale versus J-20. Who will come out on top? Leave a comment, hit the like button, and remember to subscribe to Inconnect News.